Tonight, a West Valley community is remembering a Rainbow Valley man who died after being swept away in last week's floodwaters. Welcome to 12 News at 10. I'm Troy Hayden. New information from the medical examiner reveals that man died from multiple blunt force injuries while trying to cross a wash that was running with water. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra in Buckeye with what changes the community hopes will come from this tragedy.
Waterman's Wash was lit by candlelight as friends, family, and neighbors came out to honor Vincent Upton.
He was a community-loving man.
The love Vincent Upton had for his home, Rainbow Valley, is being returned as his neighbors gathered to remember his life.
He was just a bright light of joy that shined on everybody that was around him.
That light lit his son, Jaden Upton's world.
He would drop everything to help anybody that was in need of it.
Upton was an iron worker and worked hard to provide for his family.
He wanted to keep absorbing and learning and growing, and he was just a phenomenal human being.
And his friends know him as the life of every party.
He was definitely memorable.
Upton reportedly died from multiple blunt force injuries after being swept away in rushing water in a wash near Narramore Road in Rainbow Valley. Upton was found more than 24 hours after being reported missing 1 week ago.
It was rough. The mud was, it was just everywhere, and a lot of times out in the desert it's not just mud, it turns into like this quicksand, and so there were points that my horses were down to their stomachs in the sand, and we were fighting to get through certain areas to find him.
The community hopes Upton's death brings change.
This is our only way in and our only way out.
Some say a bridge over the wash would prevent future tragedies.
There is no alternate routes when this is running. You're either stuck on that side or you're stuck on this side.
Those who showed up to search and who returned to honor Upton say the turnout is a reminder of this community's strength.
It's a blessing to have so many people in the community come together, especially when you don't know somebody, but everybody to have big hearts.
A fundraiser was created to help the family pay for funeral expenses. We have that link on 12news.com. In Buckeye, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thank you. A man is killed in a shooting in Phoenix this afternoon. Happened near 23rd Avenue and West Buckeye Road, which is near I-17. Officers put crime scene tape up in the area. They actually had it all surrounding the Saddle Horn Bar. By the time crews got there, the suspect, the shooter, was gone. We don't yet know who was involved in the shooting, what led up to it. Phoenix police are looking for more information. A stolen car investigation led to a deadly police-involved shooting. Killed a 19-year-old man in Goodyear. Police say it started just before 11 when a license plate reader flagged a stolen car near Dysart Road and I-10. Officers found the car nearby, and they said the driver, 19-year-old Christian Rosas, then took off running when he was confronted by officers. And during that chase, police say Rosas pulled out a handgun. 3 officers then opened fire, and Rosas died at the scene.
Something we don't want to deal with. It endangers the community and everybody around us.
No officers were hurt. Peoria police now leading the investigation into this officer-involved shooting. 2 men, this is a big mystery, found dead in a truck in Glendale this morning near 51st Avenue and Peoria. Police say one of the men's family members hadn't seen him since Friday, so they used cell phone tracking software and they located him inside that truck. Police say there were 2 men in there in varying states of decomposition. The 2 men are believed to have been friends or acquaintances. We don't know how they died, but police say neither one of them were shot. And there does not appear to be any suspect out there who's responsible for this, so we'll keep you updated as we learn more. A bicyclist is hit and killed by a hit-and-run driver in central Phoenix this afternoon. Happened about 3 o'clock near 18th Street in Osborne. When officers got there, they found a man in critical condition. He later died from his injuries. But the vehicle involved was believed to be a white car, and the driver left before crews got there. We don't know what led up to the crash, if it was a speed or impairment, but if you have any information about this, you're asked to call Phoenix police. A woman in custody accused of shooting her mother in Flagstaff. Police were called to a home near downtown Flag early this morning. They got a noise complaint. Officers say when they got there, they actually heard a gunshot. And a woman named Mia Brody confirmed it was a gunshot, then tried to close the door on the officers. Crews found her mother, Doris, inside the living room, and she was dead. May is expected to face murder charges. A reminder tonight to keep an eye on the roads for wildlife. A motorcyclist seriously injured after hitting a javelina in northern Arizona. Happened in Cornville on Wednesday, an area near Sedona and Cottonwood. Yavapai County Sheriff's deputies airlifted the man to a hospital in Flagstaff. And at the site of the crash, crews could see animal hair in the motorcycle's front forks. And again, a serious crash. when this motorcyclist hits a javelina. After days of heavy rain across the valley, you may have noticed these popping up in your yard or a local park. Mushrooms, and they just shoot up overnight. 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk went to the Arizona Mushroom Society to find out what's going on.
Why are we seeing these across the valley right now?
We're seeing them now because, as you know, Arizona is dry and hot and the temperature has cooled a little bit, and we just got a historic amount of rain. And so that's why we're seeing them pop up right now. They love the moisture and they like those slightly cooler temperatures.
Mike Decter, executive director of the Arizona Mushroom Society, says while they may look like sudden visitors, mushrooms are actually just the fruiting bodies of something that's underground year-round.
Most people, they think when they, kick over a mushroom or they pick a mushroom, like that's the organism. But actually the organism is underground the whole time. We don't see it. It's these small threads that are about 1/5 the width of a hair that are integrated into the soil.
Once they pop up, mushrooms release spores into the air, a key part of their reproduction cycle.
When those spores meet another spore, then they can create another organism.
Decter says 2 species are especially common in the valley right now.
The desert shaggy mane, that's the common name. On lawns, especially like on irrigated lawns, we see a lot of Chlorophyllum molybdetes, or the vomiter or the sickener. That one will make you vomit profusely to the point where you'll become dehydrated. And so it's actually responsible for the most hospitalizations than any mushroom that we know about because of that. And so, yeah, if you see those in your yard, it's probably a good idea to pick them so your dog or kid doesn't eat them.
These mushrooms won't last forever, but they could be around for a little longer.
Mid-November, unless we get any more moisture, they'll probably all be gone.
The Arizona Mushroom Society says the best time for wild mushroom hunts is usually in the mountains near the end of monsoon season. In Phoenix, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Today, Governor Hobbs amended her emergency declaration for Gila County to also include Mojave County, and it comes after heavy rains and flooding caused severe damage to homes, businesses, and infrastructure. The declaration notes that the communities of Fort Mojave, Oatman, Golden Valley, all particularly hard hit. It allows state resources to support relief efforts, including $200,000 from the governor's emergency fund. Chris Dunn is here now. Good to see you, Chris. And a nice, beautiful weekend. A little warm this afternoon.
Yeah, plenty of sunshine out there. No rain at all. And we did hit it. I was off on my forecast. I was forecasting 89. We did hit the hot 90 degrees. Normal is 88, so actually only 2 degrees above normal. And way away from the record. That was back in 2003, 104. So it can still get quite toasty. We can still hit 100 at this time of the year, but I don't have any of that in my forecast, although I do have more warm days ahead. Close to 90 degrees tomorrow. Right at 90 degrees on Tuesday, 91 on Wednesday, and there's a little 10% chance of a brief sprinkle here and there. That's on Wednesday. How about that 100? The average date of our last 100 is October 5th. We did hit 102 back on October 8th, and that was probably the last time we'll hit triple digits this year. The latest in the year we've ever hit 100, October 27th, back in 2016. Right now, skies are totally clear, and it'll stay that way overnight. 63 our forecast low. Close to 90 tomorrow, so sunny and warm again. Break out the sunglasses. But looking ahead in the valley, it'll stay mainly dry. There's an outside chance of a brief sprinkle coming up on Wednesday. And then we turn below average by Thursday. I'll show you what those numbers are with the cool down heading our way. Coming up with my full weather impact forecast. Troy, back over to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. Mixture of sports and politics at the big ASU game this weekend. Former Arizona State basketball and NBA star Jeff Ayers inducted into the ASU Hall of Fame at the football game. He's the brother-in-law of Arizona Congressman Abe Hamadeh, and the two have been close throughout their careers. Both were on the sidelines. Ayers showed off his NBA championship ring he won with the Spurs, and both men very proud of the induction.
It's incredible. Such a great experience. I'm so happy, and I can't put it into words.
I'm so proud of everything he's accomplished. He's an ASU Sun Devil, graduated in 3.5 years with an economics degree, and to be permanently entered the Hall of Fame is an honor.
Ayers says this has inspired him to take a more active role with ASU athletics now that he's retired from professional basketball. And Kim, you had him in a little while ago.